We're here on a permanency hearing. Mr. Albie's with us for the department. Ms. Ledbetter's with us for CASA. Mr. Nowak is with us representing the child. Mr. Michelson is with us representing the father, Mr. McLeod, who I show is incarcerated. And Ms. Archer's with us representing the mother, Ms. McLeod, who is with us. I have a ton of people in the waiting room. Mr. Albie, who are you needing as your witness?
Peyton Sim would be the one that I would need for this case, Your Honor. And where is she currently placed?
She's currently in a group home in Amarillo.
And is that placement meeting all of her needs at this time?
Yes.
Any special issues or special needs that have arisen with Emberly that we need to make the court aware of?
Not since the court report was filed, no.
Her Emberly's mother is Amy McLeod.
Yes.
And have you been in contact with Miss McLeod?
Yes.
And she was ordered to work services set forth in the service plan. Has she begun working those services?
Yes.
Has she completed any of those services?
She completed an OSAR assessment. I recently talked to Padre, I think last week, and she completed Padre. She goes to her visits where she's currently employed. She does have housing. I haven't been able to get inside of the house yet, but I talked to her yesterday, and she's hopefully going to tell me today when I can come next week. Drug screens, I think she had a negative over the summer, and then she had a positive in August. But other than those two drug screens, she has not screened for us. Visits go really well between her and Amberly, though.
All right. So let me ask you about the drug screen. The positive drug screen, what was it positive for?
Amphetamines and methamphetamines.
And part of the reason that Amberly was removed from Miss McLeod was because of amphetamine use?
I'm sorry, I'm going to correct myself. It was just positive for methamphetamines.
Okay, but part of the reason that Amberly was removed was because of methamphetamine use? Yes. And Miss McLeod has gone to an OSAR. Did it recommend that she attend any inpatient or outpatient rehabilitation services?
The recommendation was Padre, and she did complete Padre. However, we just don't have negative drug screens.
And when was that last positive drug screen?
August.
And have you requested that she drug screen since then?
Yes, September 29th, October 24th, and November 15th.
And your testimony was that she has failed to attend those drug screens?
Yes.
Have you had conversations with Ms. McLeod explaining that that's important for us and for the court before she can have her child returned to her?
I have explained the importance of drug screens, yes.
Has Ms. McLeod also been going to counseling?
She went to some counseling sessions. Jennings Counseling has not sent me her finished individual therapy. I don't think she's finished it.
Are there any other services that she has started but not completed, or that she has not started at this time?
Parenting classes, I don't have her certificate for. And then she did finish her psychosocial.
Due to the fact that Ms. McLeod has not taken a recent drug screening, and she was positive on her last drug screen, would you agree with me that it would be unsafe to return Amberly to her at this time?
Yes.
And that it would be contrary to Amberly's general welfare to do so?
Yes.
Child's father is Christopher McLeod. My understanding is that he is incarcerated. Is that true?
Yes.
Do you know where he's incarcerated at?
Yes, I believe he's in Ellisworth in Kansas.
Have you been in contact with Mr. McLeod?
Yes.
Have you explained to him that if he's released, that we'll be asking that he be working some services.
Yes.
Have you talked to him about any possible services that he can do while he's in jail in Kansas?
I've sent his counselor a list of his required services. His counselor hasn't gotten back to me on what the jail can provide at this time.
So in the meantime, because he's in jail, it would be unsafe to return Emberly to his care.
Yes.
And it would be contrary to Emberly's general welfare to do so.
Yes.
Are you asking then that the court continue the department as temporary managing conservator of this child?
Yes.
And we're asking that the court leave the placement where the current child is currently placed.
At this time, yes.
All right, let me ask just some follow-up questions. On visitation, you said that Ms. McLeod exercises her visitation. Is she doing that face-to-face or virtually?
It's face-to-face for 1 hour each week.
And you said that those visits were going well. Has there been any concerns noted by the people who observed the visitation?
No.
Are you asking that Ms. McLeod be ordered to drug screen today?
Yes.
And that would be both a hair follicle and a UA drug screen?
Yes.
And where is Ms. McLeod currently living?
In Hartley County or in Hartley.
And do you know where she would go to drug screen?
She can go to drug screen in Dumas or Amarillo, whatever she prefers.
And do you know what the place in Dumas is called?
Off the top of my head, I think it's CDT.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Sim, the Padre class that was recommended that she did, that was a drug treatment program.
Yes.
And this August positive drug screen, was that after she'd completed Padre?
No, this was before.
Okay. All right. And I had ordered, someone had requested, and I had ordered an ICPC home study on a burgundy fits. Do you know where that stands?
Yes. So it was sent over to Oklahoma, and Oklahoma has been out to the home multiple times. They've conducted the home study. They haven't typed out the home study yet and sent it to us for approval yet, but hopefully it's coming soon, because I think the last time they went out was the week before Thanksgiving.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Ms. Archer, questions?
Yes, Judge. Now, Ms. Sims, part of the problem with the her not attending the drug screening, was that because of vehicle issues?
She just let me know yesterday that it was vehicle issues the past 3 times.
And do you know if she now has her vehicle issues resolved?
I know she said she was working on her vehicle issues, and I do want to let you know that if she does continue to have vehicle issues, if she'll let me know when I ask her to screen, we can provide transport to the drug screens if we need to.
Okay, wonderful. So even today, if she needs a ride, y'all are willing to transport?
Yes.
Okay. And does she have any visits that need to be made up just due to the department having to cancel?
I messaged her about one yesterday. I think there was one missed on November 7th. And I asked her if we could extend her visit tomorrow, an extra hour to make up for that. If that doesn't work, we'll look at her schedule and see what does work.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that. Would the department be opposed to increased visitation?
At this time, I think that a negative drug screen would need to happen before we increase visitation.
But if today was negative, you wouldn't be opposed to increased visitation?
Correct.
I just had one more question. In the report, it says in November, she did go drug screen and you're waiting for the results. Is that correct?
So she was asked to drug screen, and I can't tell if she went to go drug screen or not until I don't get results back. And we did not get results back.
Is that atypical for a test being done November 15th?
At the time that I wrote the report, I believe I was just waiting for the results to come back.
Would you be willing to look into that test as well?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Mr. Michelson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sims, when was the last time you had contact with Chris?
I received a letter from him on like the first week of November.
Okay. And in your report, you indicated that some of your correspondence was returned?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And what was the reason for the return?
I think he was being transferred units within the jail, and he also had just arrived there, and so he wasn't able to receive letters yet. But he's stayed where he is at now, and I haven't had any problems with return letters since the beginning of November.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Nowak.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Peyton, it's good to see you. Quick question for you. You said that visits with mom are going well, correct?
Yes.
Now, I talked to placement and they said that mom frequently cancels visits. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't think mom's canceling visits at all. I have all the reports on the visits.
Excellent, excellent. I think that's the only issue I need to clear up. Judge, thank you so much. That's all the questions I have.
All right, thank you. Mr. Albee, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Archer, anything further?
No, just a closing or request when it's time.
Okay. Mr. Michelson, any witnesses?
No witnesses. We rested close.
Thank you. Mr. Nowak, recommendations?
Yes, sir. I visited with the child yesterday, in fact. She continues to thrive in placement. She's doing well. And my recommendation is that the department maintains TMC and placement stay the same. Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. All right. Ms. Ledbetter, Casa, have anything to add?
Yes, Your Honor. At the last hearing in August, we had issues with Ms. McLeod attending drug screens, and we were going to stop the visits if she didn't. And then here we are again with the same issues. So I would recommend that visits stop until she does produce a clean drug screen. And once the ICPC comes back approved, we would recommend that she be placed with Ms. Fitz.
All right, thank you. All right, then, Ms. Archer, you had a statement to make?
Yes, since my client did go drug test in November and we were awaiting those results, and she's also willing to go today, I would ask that if those are clean, that she be allowed increased visitation.
All right, thank you. Okay, I will continue the department as temporary manager and conservator, continue Emberley's current placement. I'll order Ms. McLeod to both Hairstrand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today. That can either be at CDT Dumas or Care Express in Amarillo. I think what I'll do, Ms. Sim, very briefly, I'll put you and Ms. McLeod in a breakout room when we're through. Y'all can be sure that she has a ride, because if she's not telling you when she doesn't have transportation, we're going to be sure that she has to tell you yes or no here in just a minute. So I will order that Ms. McLeod's visitation be suspended until she provides at least a negative UA drug screen. But I do want her to both hair and UA today. I will order that if she provides a negative UA drug screen, then her visitation will be increased, whatever the department can handle. Probably, I don't know, is she getting 1 hour now, Miss Sim?
Yes, it would be increased to 2 hours.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that as long as she has a negative drug screen. So, okay, our next hearing will be the final, and that's going to be set for February 19th, 2025. That will be by Zoom like today's hearings, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance of February 19th to see when we'll have that, exactly what time we'll have that hearing. Okay. Mr. Albee's with us for the department. Ms. Ledbetter's with us for CASA. Ms. McDaniel is with us representing the child. Ms. Grant is with us representing the father, Mr. Montoya, who is with us. Ms. Silva is with us. Ms. Lorcero, her lawyer, is not with us yet. We're trying to get a hold of her currently. We'll give
Judge,
it just... Yeah.
She emailed me last night, said that she had a plea in Judge Weaver's court this morning at 9, and she might be running just a little late.
Okay, we'll
just
give it a
let
few
you
minutes.
know that's where she's at.
Okay, well,
I've talked to her about this case. If you would give me an opportunity to talk to Miss Grant, we might be able to speed things up.
okay. All right, I'll put you and Miss Grant and Miss McDaniel in a breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh.
Judge, could I have a brief breakout room with Mr. Montoya?
Sure. Let me get this other one closed.
Todd, we can announce the agreement per our discussion.
Thank you.
Okay, looks like everybody's back. My understanding from what I just heard, have the parties reached an agreement on today's hearing?
We had, Your Honor, the department would announce that the parties have agreed that the child, excuse me, the child will remain in the care of the Texas Department of Family Protective Services and St. Francis Ministries, that the parents will agree to work services as developed in the service plan, and they will get visitation with their child as per the FPS policy. We will do a immediate home study on Giselle Sanchez. My understanding is that's already in place, with the anticipation that if that home study passes, we'll move the child to Miss Sanchez's home, and that's much closer than where the child is currently placed.
All right. As far as the home study, can someone spell the Miss Sanchez's first name for me?
Judge, I don't have the spelling, but you already have signed a court order that's in place for the home study to be complete, if that helps.
Yeah, it does. Never mind then. Okay. All right then. Ms. Lucero, you've heard the agreement. Is that your client's agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. I haven't spoken to her today, but I spoke to her a few times yesterday, and that was our plan for an agreement today.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Grant, that's your client's agreement?
It is our agreement, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. McDaniel, are you in agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Ledbetter, is CASA okay with this?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then I will approve that agreement. Let me ask, I've read the reports. I don't know that I read anything about drug use. Are Mr. Albee, is the department asking for any kind of drug screens?
No, not today, Your Honor. I think that we're in the process of already beginning that. And so we're not asking for any court order drug screens today. We'll wait for the status hearing.
Okay. All right, then. All right, then our status hearing will be on January 10th, 2025. That will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two before January 10th to see what time of day we'll have that hearing. All right, I appreciate y'all working that out.
Thank you.
We will stand in recess.
Your Honor, I will be filling in for Cody Pirtle on his 12:45 if you wanted to know that for that hearing.
Okay. You might, Ms. Grant, could help me. There's an intervention was filed in that?
Okay.
Is there? Or do you know?
Let me look. They just sent it to me, and I can.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Never mind. You wouldn't know. I've got Brittany looking for it. There's a motion to strike the intervention, but I've never seen the intervention.
Oh, okay. I need to call Brittany as well. I filed a motion for leave to intervene on a different cause number that you have, and I need to set that for hearing as well.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. You bet.
Judge, it was Mr. McCoy, Will McCoy out of Spearman who filed that. And that's the reason I filed my motion to strike. He filed on behalf of the current placement, which is
Placement. I kind of figured that, but I haven't seen it.
It's the paternal grandmother and grandfather who filed the intervention. If you'll recall, the father passed away during the length of the case. So we have some issues.
Okay. He's already in the waiting room. I may bring him in and tell him he doesn't need to stick around till 12. A lot of times they think everything's at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I understand, Judge. I'm here until you tell me to go home.
That's that case is Odell, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get him in and let him know he doesn't need to sit around all day. Mr. McCoy, this is Judge Graham. If you'd unmute, please.
Yes, sir.
Listen, your case isn't set till 12:45.
Well, and I had never been in your court. I saw that it was 12:45 on there, but 9 on my order. So I just wanted to make sure I was available.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, what happens is when we set everything at 9, and when it gets closer to the actual date, then we kind of figure out how we space them out. So I didn't want you to sit there all day till 12:45. So.
Well, sounds good. I appreciate it.
Okay, I'll see you at 12:45.
Thank you, sir.
we're here on a place permanency review after final order. Mr. Albie's with us for the department. Ms. Talley is with us for CASA. Ms. Grant's with us representing the child. And Ms. Cedar, the mother, is with us. The father, Tommy Burris Sr., is not with us. He's not in the waiting room. I have Stephanie Corbett, Brianna Graham, and Randy Todd in the waiting room.
Stephanie Corbett is the caseworker, Your Honor, and I'd ask that you bring her in, please.
Okay.
And your announcement purposes, I believe that Tommy may be with his mom.
Okay. Which Tommy? Tommy Sr. or the child?
The child, possibly.
Okay.
The child is with the mother.
Okay. All right. So for the record, Tommy Jr. is with us. I show this as an EQUA case, but I don't show that they've ever been involved that I can see at our hearings.
They've
So,
been
I
on
don't-
a couple of hearings, but they have not been on like the last 2 or 3.
Okay. Well, for the record, the only people in the waiting room are Brianna Graham and Randy Todd, and I don't think they have anything to do with the EQUA issue in this case. So this case was set for 10 o'clock. It's now 10:05. We will go ahead and proceed. Mr. Albie, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call Miss Stephanie Corbett. And where is he currently placed?
He is placed with his mother, Rachel Cedar.
And how long has he been in the care of his mother?
He's done a couple of weekends, and then on the 22nd, we took him for a weekend, but we left him, and then he was officially placed yesterday.
There was an ICPC home study done out of Oklahoma,
Yes, sir.
and that was approved by both Oklahoma and Texas. And after we received that ICPC home study, we asked the court for permission to place Tommy in his mom's home.
Correct.
As far as you know right now, how's he doing in that home?
He's doing really well.
He and his mom are getting along okay?
Yes.
Before, Miss Cedar, who is Tommy's mother, had some drug issues or substance abuse issues, but she has worked diligently for a number of years to try to clean herself up from that.
Yes.
Do you have any concerns currently about any drug usage in the home?
No.
Though the department is still permanent managing conservator, and the child is now placed in Miss Cedar's home. That's out of state. Do we have a way to monitor that?
I will do virtual visits weekly, and then there will be a worker in Oklahoma that goes and sees them monthly in the home.
And are you comfortable with those plans?
Yes.
Tommy Burris Sr. is the parent who had this child when we originally took possession of the child several years ago. He's a long haul trucker.
Yes.
And when we filed a petition to attempt to change the permanent managing conservatorship of this child, we've attempted to serve him with our new petition. Have you had any luck trying to track him down?
No.
We've tried to serve him at his job. We've tried to serve him at any addresses he may have provided to us. The truth is he's just on the move all the time.
Correct.
Judge, at this time, we would ask that you allow us to serve Mr. Burris notice of the latest petition by publication at the courthouse, just because I don't know of any other way to try to get him served.
Okay. Yeah. If you'll submit an order, I'll sign it.
Thank you, Judge. We're hoping that at the next hearing, we'll be able to dismiss the department out of this case and leave Tommy Jr. permanently with his mother.
Yes.
And you think that's in the best interest of Tommy Jr.?
Yes.
And we don't really need to wait 6 months to do that, do we?
No.
How long would you ask for it to be before we ask for a final hearing? It's got to be at least 45 days. Tell me how long you think you need to be able to monitor this situation.
Well, as long as everything goes well, we'd like to be out in like 8 weeks.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Corbett. I'll pass the witness.
Thank you, Ms. Grant. Questions?
No question, Your Honor, except I would ask if Tommy Jr. has anything he'd like to say. There was a change of phone numbers and I was unable to verify before this hearing whether or not he wanted to tell you anything.
I don't know that he's really on. I think he's in school.
Okay,
Tommy's not. Tommy's in school at the moment.
perfect. Okay, I just wanted to verify that, Your Honor. The mother got an updated phone number, and so I didn't have that to call earlier.
All right. Okay. Then let me mark that off here. Okay. Ms. Cedar, is there anything you need to tell me today?
No, everything's actually going well.
Okay, great. All right, then. Anything else from anyone?
Oh, Judge,
right.
we would just ask that you set this in about 60 days.
Okay. I've got some dates here for other things. I know we've got court on January 29th. Is that, you want it sooner than that?
Yeah, I think that's too quick, Your Honor. I would ask that you do it maybe the first part of February.
Looks like we've got some other hearings on, let me see, February 5th and maybe February 19th from just looking at my docket for today.
The 19th would be better for me, Your Honor. I think I'm going to have a jury trial in Canyon the first week of February.
Okay. Brittany, do we look all right to do it that day?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. All right, then. Then I will, let's see, I don't know, Miss Grant, had I asked you your recommendation?
I recommend exactly what we've just discussed, Your Honor. And on February 19th, I have I'll be in the Adkins jury trial. I've been subbed in for Larry Adams. But in order to move this case, I can file a report with the court if that would be acceptable.
Sure. Sounds
Okay.
like I know what we're doing. So yeah, you can just send me an email telling me what your recommendation is. Okay.
Perfect.
Ms. Talley, anything to add?
Nothing to add, Your Honor.
All right, then I will continue the department's permanent managing conservator, continue the parents as possessory conservators. I will continue Tommy's current placement with his mother. I'll set the next hearing for February 19th. It will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two before February 19th to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing. So, all right, glad to hear everything's going so well. So we will stand in recess on this case. I'll be back at 10:30 to call another Gray County. Mr. Albee is with us for the department. Ms. Williamson's with us for CASA. Mr. Harris is with us representing the children. Ms. Archer's with us representing the mother, Ms. Graham, who is with us. Ms. Grant is with us representing one of the alleged fathers, Mr. Breyer, who is not with us and not in the waiting room. And then another alleged father, Mr. Popland, is not with us and not in the waiting room. Ms. Grant, were you expecting Mr. Breyer?
I have had no contact, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then. I have Randy Todd, Jennifer Campos, and a Galen Couts in the waiting room.
Jennifer Campos will be my worker for this hearing, Your Honor.
Okay.
Galen Couts is my volunteer.
Okay. All right. Get her into.
Judge, for the record, we have filed a motion to have this case extended. So we'd ask that we hear that before we do the actual hearing.
Yeah, I read that in the report. Let me just ask, does anybody object to the extension of the case?
No, sir.
All right,
No.
everybody's shaking their head no. So based on what I've read in the report, I believe it's well-founded. So I will go ahead and grant the department's motion to extend this case and retain the case on the court's docket.
Thank you, Your
Huh?
Honor. I would
right.
call Jennifer Campos, Your Honor. And where is Jesse currently placed?
Jesse is currently placed at the High Plains
sorry, I went blank. The High Plains GRO here in Amarillo.
And where is Dakota placed?
Dakota is placed in a foster home in Houston, Texas.
Let's start with Jesse. Is Jesse's current placement meeting all of his needs at this time?
All of her needs, yes, sir.
And I apologize. And is she attending all of her mental health, dental, and medical appointments?
Yes, sir.
Any special issues or special needs for Jesse that we need to bring to the court's attention today?
No, sir. Other than school, she did have an ARD meeting a couple, so that way they can better help her in school since she is so far behind. But they have been working with her on that, and she's doing very well.
Dakota is currently placed in a foster home in Houston. Is that a specialized type foster home?
Yes, sir.
And that's because of Dakota's medical issues?
Yes, sir.
And is that placement meeting all of Dakota's medical issues?
Yes, sir.
Making sure that Dakota gets to all of the mental health, dental, and medical appointments that Dakota needs to be taken to?
Yes, sir.
And just briefly, Dakota has a number of medical issues. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And children's mother is Brianna Graham. She was ordered to work services. Has she begun working her services?
Yes, Brianna has completed all of her services.
And do we still have some concerns about her current environment where she's living?
Yes, sir.
What are those concerns?
The home is not suitable for Jesse or Dakota to go home. There's some holes in the ceiling. I do not believe that they have heat. They use a heater, and I believe that water is an issue as well.
Has the department or St. Francis offered Miss Graham to help her try to find a more suitable environment for her children?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, I think at the last hearing we discussed that Miss Graham had applied for HUD, and you were working with her and trying to help her find more suitable housing.
Yes, sir.
Is that still what's going on?
Yes, sir. She's still on the HUD waiting list, and she has put in several applications to low-income apartments. So she is working on that. She is trying really hard.
Especially with Dakota, it would not be safe to return the children to Miss Graham in her current environment.
Yes, sir.
And it would be contrary to their general welfare to do so.
Yes, sir.
In addition, have you discussed with Miss Graham any special training to be able to take care of Dakota's needs when Dakota comes home?
We have discussed that, and we are currently working with CASA to see if we can get a nurse or somebody, since Pampa is small, that we can help her get the training that she needs. She could go, and we're also going to ask if she can attend medical appointments virtually with foster mom to see when Dakota goes to the doctor to see how they do things as well.
Your Honor, before I continue, Miss Couts, who is the CASA volunteer, is in the waiting room. Can we bring her in, please?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So, Ms. Campos, you've been taking steps to help Miss Graham get to a point where it would be safe to return the children home to her.
Yes, sir.
is there anything in addition to the things you've been doing that either the court or that St. Francis can do, the court can order, or that St. Francis can do to help speed up possible reunification?
I believe it's a waiting. I mean, it's a waiting game. I mean, if housing is hard to find, so especially in Pampa.
And really, that's more than anything else. We just need to get to a point where she has a safe house.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you asking then that the court continue the department today as temporary managing conservator of these two children, and that we continue working and helping Miss Graham get to a point where it'd be safe to return the children home?
Yes, sir.
It's just not there yet.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Campos. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Archer, questions?
Yes, Ms. Campos, can you tell me a little bit about the visits, how often and how they're going?
Yes. So Brianna gets 2-hour visits with Jesse on Fridays. Dakota's visits are incremented in the first 15 minutes of her and Jesse's visit. So that way everybody can see each other. And the visits are going very well. I don't have any issues. The only issue was placement. Was not logging on time, or they were turning the camera off, or disconnected. And so that really interfered with the visit. I did address placement with those issues. I do believe that the last visit that they had was very well. Dakota was very happy. He looked really good. So that visits are going well.
Wonderful. So in sum, mom's doing everything that she can at this point, and we're just waiting on the housing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Graham.
Ma'am, does it continue to be true that Austin Breyer has been out of contact since late April, early May of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you continue to periodically try to locate current information for Austin Breyer to reestablish contact?
Yes, ma'am.
And does he have a service plan that is currently in place should he choose to re-engage in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe that the department has provided for him everything necessary to be successful should he decide to engage in his case?
Yes, ma'am.
Pass the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
No question, Judge.
All right. All right, Mr. Albee, anything further from the department?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Rest.
All right, thank you. Ms. Archer, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge.
All right, Ms. Grant, witnesses.
No witnesses, Your Honor, I rest.
All right, Mr. Harris, recommendations?
Judge, current placement safe and appropriate, and if I might, I think Ms. Couch had something she wanted to say because I saw her raising her hand. Maybe she's got some new information for us about the housing.
Okay, all right, Ms. Couch, Casa, have anything to add? You're muted. You're muted. You're still muted.
There we go.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I know I kind of jumped in. I did want to say that Mother has housing applications out. The situation has been permanent employment for her. So she did have a job that we thought was going to turn out full-time, did not. She has since obtained full-time at a nursing facility here in Pampa, working in the kitchen. She's loving her job. She is saving money. It's as soon as she has what she feels, I guess, is adequate enough to step out, we will. I am with her very closely monitoring this situation. Everybody is so hopeful. We're all very hopeful right now. So there we go.
Great. Sounds good. Okay, then, as I previously said, I have granted the department's motion to extend the case and retain the case on the court's docket. I'll continue the department's temporary managing conservator, continue the children's current placements. let's see, I'm gonna have to come up with a different date. Let me see. I've got one here somewhere. I'll set the next hearing for, I think I'm reading this right, March 19th, 2025. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance of March 19th to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing. All right, that will conclude this hearing. For those of you involved, I'll be back at 11 o'clock to call a Wheeler County case. Mr. Albee is with us for the department. Mr. Nowak is with us representing the children. Mr. Taylor is with us representing the mother, Miss Emerson, who is with us, and Miss Grant is with us representing the father, Mr. Blackburn. I show as alleged father, but he is also with us. Okay, I have Randy Todd and Liliana Ariza, Araiza, in the waiting room.
Your Honor, if we have to have testimony, Liliana will be the one that I called. I'm not sure who Randy Todd is. He's been in there for a while.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure. In the meantime, Your Honor, if you would allow me to have a conversation with Miss Grant and Mr. Taylor in a breakout room to see where we're at.
I'll add Mr. Nowak to that.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh.
Your Honor, could Mr. Taylor and I have a breakout room with Mr. Blackburn and the mother?
I see Mr. Blackburn, and I've got.
They're together, Judge. That's why we would just need one breakout room. We can talk to them together.
Okay, well, the reason I'm asking is Miss Emerson's also in the waiting room and is trying to join, so I'm going to go ahead and just dismiss that one before it screws something up.
And Judge, I hate to do it, but while we have downtime, and if it please the court, I just have a couple discrete issues on two cases that are coming up later today.
Okay. We're on YouTube if it's that discreet.
I'll keep it good.
Okay.
On the 1245 setting, I believe my client is deceased.
Okay.
I mean, I've talked to, I think I've talked to every attorney involved. On the 145 setting, Judge, I am speaking at a funeral at 2 o'clock. I submitted my report to the court.
Yeah.
If I'm going to have one of my assistants monitoring YouTube, if it goes long, the minute I'm done with the funeral, I'll pipe back in. But I think my recommendation is clear.
Yeah, it is. I've read your report. I think you're fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not sure. I don't really anticipate anybody having a problem with that. So yeah, I've got that noted. And then there's no need for you to appear at 12:45 because I didn't even notice that when I was preparing. But yeah, the report says that your client is deceased. So
yes, sir.
Yeah,
I just wanted to use this downtime to do these administrative matters without.
Yeah.
Judge, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. When we're through with this, then you're free to go.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Todd. Both Bill and I have clients who are agreeable to work the required services, get the home scheduled for a visit, and do the assessments required per our discussion.
Okay. Mr. Blackburn's back now. So, all right. My understanding from what I just heard, there's been an agreement reached.
Your Honor, go ahead, Todd. Thank you, Bill. I believe that the parties would reach the following agreement that they will be ordered to work services, including a mental health assessment, parenting class, counseling, complete an immediate drug screen, and then based upon the results of that drug screen and OSAR and follow evaluations of that OSAR, and then immediate entry into the home by the FBS folks. You know, our concern is that this home is not clean and that we need to get in there so we can start helping these folks get it so that they can raise their kiddos.
Okay. Was everything you've asked for, was that all set out in the petition?
Other than that we were asking for entry into the home immediately, and then the rest of it was set out, I believe, in the petition room.
Okay. Give me just a second. All right, Mr. Taylor, you've heard Mr. Albie's announcement. Is that your client's agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The parents tell me, Ms. Grant, that they're already working with the caseworker, calls to make their mental health appointment, and are already in an online parenting class that the worker has helped them set up.
Okay.
And they admit that because of a dog issue, they do have some issues with cleanliness in the home that they've got to address pretty immediately.
Okay. All right. Ms. Grant, is this your client's agreement?
It is, Judge.
All right. Mr. Nowak, you've heard what they've agreed to. Are you in agreement?
I'm in agreement, but and it may please the court that the pleadings are kind of skinny on my end. I don't have contact information for either parent, and I need that, number one. And number two, I would like Stacy and Bill's permission for me to contact the parents. So if either the department, Stacy, or Bill could send me the contact information of the parents and grant me permission to speak to them as the ad litem, I sure would appreciate that. And thank you so much, Judge.
To speak to the parents and the children?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, Ms. Grant, do you have any problem with that?
I do not. I will visit with my client and let her know that if there are any issues, she needs to contact me immediately, and subject to that, I'll be glad to give her my advice that she talked to Mr. Nowak.
All right.
I have no problem with Mr. Nowak visiting with my client, Your Honor, and I'm happy to be present if my client prefers at Mr. Nowak's convenience.
Sure. Okay.
And that's all fine with me, Judge. I need somebody. I don't know if that's the department or one of the lawyers. I need the contact information.
Yeah, let's be sure that gets to Mr. Nowak today.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, then I will approve that agreement. I'll order the parents to work the services as set out in the petition, in the department's petition, and I will order the parents to allow the department entry into the home for purposes of helping and getting the home cleaned up, straightened out. So, okay. I appreciate y'all working that out. Mr. Albie, do you want a compliance hearing?
If you give us 60 days, please, Your Honor.
Okay. I've got January 29th or February 5th.
Judge, if you'd set it for the January 29th date, that'd be better for me, I believe.
Oh, that's right. You told me that earlier. Okay. Okay, I will set a compliance hearing in this case for January 29th, 2025. It will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two before January 29th to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing. Okay, once again, I appreciate y'all working that out. We'll stand in recess. For those of you involved, I will be back at 11:45 to call a Gray County. Mr. Harris is with us representing the child. Miss Archer is with us representing the mother, Miss Klein. She's not in my waiting room, Miss Archer. Were you expecting her?
Well, right now she's at Serenity in Plainview. I forwarded her the link, but she may not be able to attend while there.
Okay.
He has been in contact with me, though.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Albie.
Ms. Chu, you're an FPS worker working with the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
Yes, sir.
In that case, you've been working with Krista Klein.
Yes, sir.
And she was ordered to work services. Has she been working services for you?
To my knowledge, yes. She did go to Plainview Serenity Center, so I'm still waiting to get on her contact list where I can see what she's able to complete there, but she was working with me prior to going in.
Do you know when she went into Serenity?
I believe it was November 14th or 15th, but I could be wrong. That's just what her father had told me.
Okay. Since you weren't advised of that, I'm guessing that that's something that she did on her own without our help.
During the drug and alcohol assessment she completed, that was their recommendation. So she did follow through with that request from them.
Okay. Okay. In the meantime, her child is currently with whom?
Jimmy is there with her at Serenity.
Good. And everything else is going okay?
Yes, sir.
Because she's working services for us, because she's trying to get help at Serenity, are you asking the court to continue this case at this time?
Yes, sir.
Are there any additional orders or different orders that you need the court to make today?
I don't believe so.
Thank you. Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Archer?
I guess my only question was about, there were some issues surrounding a drug test. Is that correct? Do you know about any of that?
No, ma'am.
You had to retest. Anyway, the department you have no concerns about any drugs at this time, correct?
No, ma'am. She has been negative on 3 consecutive, so.
Perfect. Okay, I have no further questions.
All right, Mr. Harris?
Ms. Chu, how long is the program at Plainview?
I believe since she has Jimmy there with her, I want to say then it turns into a 90-day program.
Okay, and is there a release that she needs to be signing to for y'all to get information about how she's progressing? Is there something that needs to be done there?
I think she just has to add me to the call list. She did give me a phone call yesterday, which I missed, and she left a voicemail. So I'm going to call back after this hearing and make sure that I am able to speak with her about things. And if there is a form, I will get that to her and get her to fill that out for me.
All right, good. That takes care of my questions, Judge. That's all I have.
All right. Ms. Chu, as far as you know, Jimmy's doing well?
Yes, sir. I think right now she has COVID and just kind of sick, but overall, like, she is on track developmentally and meeting milestones.
Okay. All right. All right, then, Mr. Albee, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor. We do not. We'll rest.
All right, Ms. Archer, anything further?
Nothing further.
All right. Mr. Harris, anything you need to add?
No, Judge, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Albee, do you want another compliance hearing?
Yes, Judge. If she's only been there for a couple of weeks, we probably need to put it out 60 days. Hopefully we'll be able to be done by then.
Okay. I was looking back at my notes. I don't have any of the file here, but we had our first hearing on August 23rd, and I ordered her to hair strand by 4 p.m. and ordered she sign releases. And then we had another hearing, which I showed as a compliance hearing. I guess on the August 23rd, is that when we actually ordered that she do the services?
That is, Your Honor.
Okay, so what we got, 6 months on these before we have to extend them?
Correct.
So August. So if we're gonna have our next hearing past February something, I don't know the exact date, but then we'd have to go ahead and extend that, which I don't mind doing at all. So what month do you want your compliance, Mr. Albee? You want it after she's out of Serenity?
Yes, probably, but I don't know if we wait that long, Your Honor. So,
well, if we can, if we go ahead and just extend it.
Okay. Leslie, do you have a dismissal date set? Is there one?
The original dismissal date is March 15th.
Okay, so we can get it in before then.
I think we have March 5th available. I think there's some placement reviews that day, so there won't be very many hearings.
That'd give her time to be out and see how she's doing once she's back out in the real world. So,
and then maybe extend it at that hearing if we need to.
If we need, sure, yeah. Okay. All right, we're good then. Okay, I will just order that Ms. Klein continue working the services as previously ordered, and I will set the next compliance hearing for March 5th, 2025. It'll be by Zoom, just like today's, so everybody can go on the court's docket the day or two in advance to see what time on March 5th we'll have that hearing. Okay, that will conclude this hearing. I'll be back at 12:45 to call another Gray County case. That is a permanency hearing as well as a motion to strike intervention filed by the department. Mr. Albee is with us for the department. Ms. Williamson is with us for CASA. Ms. Lucero is with us representing the child. Ms. Grant is covering for Mr. Pirtle, Cody Pirtle, who represents the mother, Chrissy Fisher. She's not in my waiting room, Ms. Grant. Do you know were we expecting her? Or do you know, since you're just
He
filling
was,
in?
Your Honor. I have a number that I can contact her and see if she's trying to get in.
Okay, that's fine. Until I read the report, I had not noticed that the father, Mr. Odell, is deceased. So Mr. Nowak was appointed to represent him. We'll remove both of them from this case. So, okay, we'll give Ms. Grant a minute to try and contact her client. Okay, I still don't have anybody in the waiting room except Yolanda Novak. Does anybody know who that is?
I do, Your Honor. She is my caseworker.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I don't have her yet, Miss Grant. We'll give her a minute to try to join.
Thank you. I'll check again with her. She's responsive.
Okay.
I think she had the wrong link, Judge, so I've sent her mine. You may see, unfortunately, I think I may have sent her the one where she'll come in under my name and you'll have me
Okay.
twice.
That's fine.
Sorry about that, Your Honor. She had a December 10th link somehow.
Okay. All right. She's now with us. Ms. Fisher's now joined us. So that accounts for all the parties, and I have no one in the waiting room. Let's go ahead, Mr. Albee, let's do our permanency hearing first, and then with the burden being on, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't announce that Mr. McCloy is here representing the intervenor, Catherine Salazar, who is also with us. So all parties are present. We'll do the permanency hearing first, and then we'll turn it over to Mr. McCloy as far as your motion to strike. So, all right, Mr. Albee.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call Miss Yolanda Novak.
Okay.
Cash is less than a year old, just less than a year old.
Yes.
And he's currently placed with his paternal grandmother,
Correct.
and that's Miss Catherine Salazar.
Yes.
And he's been placed with Miss Salazar since he was removed from his parents' home last summer.
Correct.
Is that placement meeting all of Cash's needs at this time?
Yes.
Miss Salazar is making sure that Cash gets to all of his medical and dental appointments.
Yes, she does.
Any special issues with Cash that have come up? Any special needs or any special issues with the child that we need to make the court aware of?
He was receiving and still is receiving early childhood intervention services with the ECI. And at first it was to help him develop his motor skills. He wasn't quite making milestones. He has improved on those. He's made his milestones for motor skills movement, and they're continuing to work with him for his speech, just to help him. He's starting to say some words, but not as many as they think he should. So they're continuing twice a month to help him develop speech.
And St. Francis Ministries and Miss Salazar are making sure that he is available for all of those ECI appointments.
Yes.
Child's father is deceased. He passed in August.
September. Yes.
And Miss Salazar is Mr. Odell's mother, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, Cash's mother is Chrissy Fisher.
Yes.
She was ordered to work services with a service plan. Has she been working services?
Yes, she has.
Has she completed any of the services that were listed on her service plan?
Yes, she has.
What are those services that she has completed?
She has provided proof of employment. She has housing in progress. She's completed her parenting classes and provided a certificate of completion. She has been drug screening, and
I don't think I filed the October screen. It was a UA. It was negative. She screened in November for a hair follicle and a UA. I just got those results this morning and both were negative. She has completed the substance abuse classes with daily recovery and provided the certificate. She's been attending counseling. I have not received a counselor update recently, but I did speak with the agency that she's going with. And she has also completed the WAVE, Women's Against Violence class that was ordered last time.
What specifically, other than the counseling that you mentioned, services is she still needing to complete at this time?
She still needs to provide, like I said, she has housing in the process. So once she has housing, she can provide a proof of that. She needs to provide a mental health assessment, and we have that scheduled for here in TPC. I don't know if she was able to get one done where she has moved to. She also had a relational behavior therapy. When I spoke to the worker at the agency she's doing counseling, they said that she would be able to do a similar class there, but I don't know if she's completed that one yet. And then she also, in her family plan of service, we asked her to complete a psychological.
And have you discussed with Ms. Fisher each time that you've had contact with her that she needs to continue to work on these issues or these services as well as the ones that she's completed?
Not each time. When we did her review for her family plan of service in October, I did and provided her a copy of it.
Do we still have some concerns with Ms. Fisher stability before we begin to recommend that the child be reunified with her?
Yes.
What are those concerns?
Our concern is for her to be stable, to be able to provide for cash, how she's going to work out daycare for cash while she is working. She has family support where she is now, and that has been a great support for her services. And because they're in different regions, she hasn't been able to have in-person visits with cash.
All right, let's talk about that. When cash was removed from Ms. Fisher and Mr. Odell, they were residing in Pampa, Texas.
Correct.
And now Ms. Fisher is residing where?
In Pottsboro, Texas.
And Cash is living with Miss Salazar in Pampa still?
Correct.
And do you know how far it is from Pottsboro to Pampa?
From Amarillo, I believe it's 5-6 hours.
Okay. So it's not just an easy trip to go see Cash for Miss Fisher.
Correct.
And so it's been difficult for her to have face-to-face visits with Cash.
Correct.
Do you know when the last time she had a face-to-face visit was?
It was August 21st, and I supervised it.
In the meantime, she is exercising virtual visits with Cash.
Yes, she is.
But Cash is 11 months old, and it's hard to maintain or begin a relationship with an 11-month-old child through a TV screen or a computer screen.
Yes, it is.
Has there been any additional home studies done at this time on any of Miss Fisher's family?
Yes. So we submitted one for one of her sisters, and it has come back. We are, hasn't been approved yet. We're waiting for a few things to be completed on it before it is approved, and it shouldn't there shouldn't be anything for it not to be approved. But we do have to have a few things followed up on before my supervisor can approve it.
And you've talked with your supervisor, and do you believe, based upon those conversations, that there's any real major obstacles in having that home study approved?
No, there is not.
It would be, is that sister live closer to Miss Fisher?
Yes, I believe she lives in Sherman.
Would you agree with me that it would be easier then for Miss Fisher to exercise face-to-face visits if the home study is approved and the child can be placed in the sister's home?
Yes, it will be.
And it's important for us in attempting to reunify this child with Miss Fisher for the child and Miss Fisher to have face-to-face visits.
Yes.
Today, would you agree with me that it would be contrary to Cash's general welfare to be placed in Miss Fisher's care at this time?
Yes, at this time.
And you've talked about the things that Miss Fisher needs to do to be able to get to a point where she can do that. And so it would be unsafe to return Cash home today.
Yes.
We're asking then that the court continue the department as temporary managing conservator, we leave placement with Miss Salazar at least until we have a completed home study.
Yes.
However, if the home study is approved, are you asking the court to go ahead and allow us to move the child to the sister's house? And do you know what that sister's name is?
Ashlyn Carson.
To move the Cash to Ashlyn Carson's house if the home study is approved.
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Grant,
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Lucero.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Nowak, you stated that you and Ms. Fisher, I guess, amended or updated her service plan in October. Is that right?
Yes, I believe it was October. Yes.
Okay. Prior to October, had she completed any services or started any services?
She had started some, but they weren't completed yet.
What had she started at that point?
She had started counseling in Pampa, and she had started the substance abuse classes through Daily Recovery that is located in Pampa. And
okay.
She drug screened for us while she was there.
And I'm looking through the report that you filed. As far as she didn't complete her counseling, I guess, with Rolling Plains. Is that the one that's in Pampa?
Correct.
And what happened there? Why didn't she complete that?
Because she moved.
Okay. When did she move?
I don't know the exact date. I think it was the end of August.
Okay. And so when was the original service? Do you remember when the original service plan was signed?
I'd have to look back. I believe, I know I met with them in May. I don't remember the date. I'm sorry. I'd have to look back.
You're fine. What I'm looking at here, I was just, would you agree with me that we're, I guess, approximately 9 months into this case, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And up until recently, Ms. Fisher really hadn't done a whole lot with her service plan. Wouldn't you agree with me?
Yes, it was slow going.
Okay. Now, as far as the face-to-face contact between that the department's, I guess, concerned about between Ms. Fisher and the child, isn't it true that Ms. Salazar, paternal grandmother, has offered to drive Cash to the Denison area at least once a month so that Ms. Fisher can have face-to-face contact?
She has stated that, and she said she would provide me dates of when she's going, and she has not done that.
Okay. Now, and I can ask her if you don't know, I can ask Ms. Fisher directly, but how long has she been employed?
I do not remember her start date. That maybe she could answer that for you. She did provide a letter of proof from her employer to us, and it was filed.
Okay. And as far as her housing, who does she currently live with?
She lives with another sister at this time. She has applied for housing, and it should be ready. The last update I got from her, they were hoping her apartment would be ready within a couple weeks.
Okay. And do you know that sister's name?
I don't remember the sister she's living with, no.
Okay. And as far as is some of the services that she's going to try to complete, is that going to be through the Texoma Community Center?
I'm not sure. I know she was doing counseling there. I'm not sure if they provide the mental health assessment and the psychological. If they're not able to provide psychological, we usually do them through Stonebridge, and they could do those virtually.
Okay. And then that option for the Stonebridge Psychological, that's been in place since this case started. Isn't that true?
Yes, it has.
Okay. And how long has Cash been with Ms. Salazar?
Since June. I can't remember the date, but we moved him in June.
And just to be clear, is you stated just a bit ago that the mental health assessment still hasn't been scheduled. Is that correct? And y'all are working on that?
I don't know if she's already had one done, but she'll need to schedule it and have it completed. Yes.
Okay. And will y'all help her get that set up, or is that something that she'll be responsible for?
I could try with Texoma Community Center is where I spoke to the worker for the counselor. If they're able to do it there, she would just need to sign a release information. She did sign one with them for me, but it was for treatment options only. So she would need to sign a new release of information so I could request to talk about the mental health assessment and the psychological if she chooses to go there.
I'll pass the witness.
All right. Mr. McCloy, any questions?
Ma'am, with the sister that y'all are doing the home study on, do you know how much contact she has had with the child?
They have not met Cash as of yet.
Okay. And do you see any problems based on your experience with moving a child so young away from the only house he's known to a house where they've never even met?
Objection calls for professional opinion.
He's asking what she's experienced in her past, so that'll be overruled.
So I want me to answer, sir?
Yeah, Ms. Novak, you don't need to give an opinion on what you think, but he asked, have you, in your experience in the past, have you seen that be an issue?
It can be an issue at times, just the transition, bonding with the child, with someone they haven't been with or known.
And what past contacts and how much bonding have you been able to observe with Catherine Salazar, the grandmother that has placement?
She's known him since birth. I mean, she's very bonded with him, yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Anyone else have further questions for Ms. Novak? All right. Ms. Novak, you said that Ms. Fisher had done the substance abuse daily recovery program But in the report I read, it said that she had not completed an OSAR. How did the recommendation come to go to daily recovery?
She started daily recovery when she was with Cameron, and I believe Cameron got started with family-based services. They had referred them there. I could be wrong, but from what I remember, they had referred them there, and then she signed up with them from that recommendation.
Okay, so if I understand you, there was a FBSS case and they started it there. Was that that was obviously prior to the removal?
Yes.
Okay, so did the department decide there was no need to do an OSAR to see what was recommended for her drug treatment because she was already going back to daily recovery?
Yes, she. I didn't request an OSAR. It is on there if it's needed, but I didn't request one since she was already in the classes.
Okay, that answers my question. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, then, Mr. Albee, any other witnesses on the permanency part of this thing?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Grant, any witnesses on the permanency hearing?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Lucero?
I don't have any witnesses, Your Honor. I don't know if you needed my recommendation now, or you want me to wait, or what you want me to do.
Let me just be sure everybody's asked. Mr. McCloy, do you have any other witnesses as far as the permanency part before we get into the motion to strike?
Not on the permanency side, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Lucero, recommendation as to the permanency hearing today.
Your Honor, I just recommend that the department or St. Francis remain temporary managing conservator of Cash. Cash has been with Miss Salazar. She helped bring him home from the hospital, so she's been part of his life since he was born. I understand, and I'm glad that Miss Fisher is starting to work services and doing well. But as far as the request, if the home study is approved, my recommendation is that he stay with Miss Salazar, and we not move him without another hearing. I don't want it, the home study to get here and boom, he's gone, because again, he doesn't know these folks. I'm sure they're family and they love him from afar, but I think that would be, not a good idea. So I would recommend that we'd have a hearing, regarding any kind of change of placement.
Basically, I could take care of that by entering an order that says Cash won't be moved without a prior hearing. Correct?
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right, then, Casa, anything to add as far as our permanency hearing today?
We have nothing more to add. We're in agreement with Ms. Luceria.
Okay, all right. Give me just a second here.
Judge, if
Yes.
I may, if we're going to order that the child not be moved, even if we have an approved home study until a further hearing, I would ask that the court order that Ms. Salazar schedule a time that she can go at least once a month to meet with Ms. Fisher, so that Ms. Fisher can begin face-to-face visits with this child. We still have a duty to try to reunify them, and without that face-to-face, I think there's an issue there.
Mr. Albee, I'm not going to order a placement, whether it be a relative or a foster parent, to make the trip down for 5 to 6 hours to see mom. If mom wants to see the child, mom can make the 5 to 6 hour trip to come up. I obviously would order that she have in-person visits if she wants to make the trip. But this court doesn't believe that you want to put that kind of burden on foster parents or relatives, or else we'd be in a real pickle if we did that in every case. So, okay, as far as the permanency hearing, I'm going to order that the department is continued temporary managing conservator, placement continued. I'll order that Cash not be moved without a prior hearing. But I will order that if Ms. Fisher can make the trip, that she can have in-person visitation with Cash. I'm not going to try to micromanage it and say how much, but if she's going to make that trip, she ought to have some significant contacts. So, all right, give me just a minute more here. Give me a second. I'm trying to look at all the faces on my screen. Ms. Salazar, if you'd unmute, please. Well, never mind. I'll leave it up to the St. Francis to, I'm going to add that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Ms. Salazar, do you, what kind of relationship do you have with Miss Fisher?
I have no contact with her.
All right. So if she wants in-person visits, would you prefer that be handled by St. Francis and you not be the one to supervise that?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. That answers my question. All right. I will order again, like as I said, if Miss Fisher can make the trip, I'll order that she have in-person visits with cash, not to be supervised by Miss Salazar. Okay. Now we're down to the motion to strike. I've read the motion and I've read the motion to strike. And I'm sorry, I read the petition and intervention. I've read the motion to strike. So I believe where we are now, Mr. Albies pointed out, it's correct that the burden shifts to the intervenor once there's been a motion to strike to show that they have a justiciable interest. What it comes down to from reading Mr. McCloy's petition for intervention, I'll hear testimony on it, but I've heard testimony from Ms. Novak that Cash is bonded with Ms. Salazar. So the first prong of that test, that they have substantial past contact, I'll let you put on anything you want to put on, but I think I've heard enough about that. I think there is obviously substantial past contact. So really we're just down to the whether the appointment of, as the statutes were, the appointment of Ms. Fisher as the sole managing conservator would significantly impair the child's physical health or emotional development. And I read that to say if I was having to decide today if Ms. Fisher was going to be appointed sole managing conservator, that's the question I'd have to answer. And I will point out that in answer to Mr. Albies' questioning, Ms. Novak said that it would be a continuing danger to the physical health and safety of Cash to be returned to Ms. Fisher today, and it would be contrary to Cash's welfare to be returned to Ms. Fisher today. So I'm just pointing out what I've already heard, if that helps streamline what I'm about to hear. So, Mr. McCloy, it is your burden of proof, so you may call your first witness or present any evidence you want on that issue.
Yes, Your Honor. And as the case that was cited by Mr. Albee also says that you may take into account consideration other evidence that you've heard from other parties, as well as the pleadings of other parties. So I'd ask that you take judicial notice of the file.
So noted.
And I would call Catherine Salazar.
All right. Ms. Salazar, if you'd raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. McCloy.
Your Honor, may I put an objection on the record prior to the beginning of the testimony?
Sure.
I am not, since I'm filling in, I obviously can't see the pleadings in the case. And so I may be wrong and the court can deny me if I am, but was a motion for leave filed prior to filing a petition and intervention in this case, and the leave was granted to file the petition?
There's not been. No, let me pull it up real quick. I have it marked here so I can pull it up. You may have a good point, Miss Grant. Yeah.
Because the court can correct me, but I believe the motion for leave must be filed prior.
Let me finish. Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's kind of loosey-goosey, but since you're filling in for Mr. Pirtle, I have in the past, usually what I've done is I don't just deny it or grant it. We pause and I give the intervenor an opportunity to replead. And I think I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good way to do this today. It's not your case and you haven't seen the pleadings and so forth. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you, Judge.
What that means is the statute actually says that you're to file a motion for leave to file intervention, not just file your petition and intervention when we're talking about a CPS case. So what I'll do today as far as this, I'm just going to go ahead and table that. I'm going to recess on that issue and I'm going to allow you to replead in line with the statute.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's kind of silly in my opinion and we get to the same place, but that's what we'll do. And that will allow Ms. Fisher to have her attorney, Mr. Pirtle, here to go forward. So So I'm going to just take that under advisement, let you replead. I'll give you a couple of weeks to get that done. And then whoever wants to set it back for the hearing on the motion to strike, y'all just get together and get with Brittany and get a hearing date for that. So
Sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor.
yeah, thank you for that, Ms. Grant. I should have caught that.
Thank you, Judge. My apologies. I normally don't raise that objection if it's my own case and I have the facts, but in this case, I felt it appropriate.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we will stand in recess on this case. I will set the final for February 19th, 2025. That will be by Zoom like today's hearings, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance of February 19th to see exactly what time we'll have that. Mr. Albee is with us for the department. Ms. Williamson is with us for CASA. Ms. Lucero is with us representing the child. Mr. Pirtle is with us representing the mother, Ms. Fisher, who is with us. And Mr. McCoy is with us representing the intervenor, Mrs. Salazar, who is with us. All right, I have Yolanda Novak in the waiting room.
She'll be my witness, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Anything we needed? Well, we still have, we had Mr. McCoy's intervention, and then we had the department's motion to strike. Are those still on the table? Do we need to deal with those first?
This time, Your Honor, the department will withdraw its motion to strike.
Okay. All right, then that was the only motion filed. So we won't need to go into testimony about the substantial past contact since there's no pending motion to strike. Then Mr. McCoy repled as I ordered him to do so. So I will approve that intervention in this case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, all right. Do the parties need to talk before we get started? Is everybody ready to go?
Judge, if you would allow the attorneys to be in a breakout room just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay. All right. I'll open that breakout room for all the attorneys. Let me get you lined up. All right. Looks like we're all back. Where do we stand?
Your Honor, if we could, sorry, Mr. Albee, if we could each be put in with our clients, that way we could see if we can come to an agreement or not.
All right, is that everybody? Mr. Albee, you want to be in with who?
I want to be with my Yolanda and Stacy, if you can, Judge.
Okay. This will take me a while to do these, but I'll get us there eventually.
Okay.
I'll start with you, Mr. Albee, since you've got two.
Judge,
Yeah.
may I talk?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Judge. My client would like to make an announcement and like for me to talk for her.
Okay.
Okay, my client would like to voluntarily relinquish her parental rights today,
Okay.
and I think she'll agree to that on the record. She just would, if she's going to voluntarily do it, she doesn't want it to be done by any of the other bad acts that may be listed in the Texas Family Code.
So you're basically saying if you want the court to terminate her based solely on her affidavit of relinquishment and nothing else.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. Anybody have an objection to that?
No objection.
Okay. All right.
She wants to do what's best for her children.
Okay. I appreciate that. Mr. Albee, how do you want to proceed? We obviously don't have an affidavit today. You want to just recess until we get that?
No, Judge, I think if the court would approve, I would ask that we present evidence today on the other parts of that, the best interest in the necessary, reasonable necessary steps, and then allow you to hold off on signing the order until we have the affidavit signed by Ms. Fisher.
Okay. That's fine with me. We've got a dismissal date of March 24th, so we've got plenty of time. I'll just go ahead and listen to the evidence. I'll recess it until the affidavit is presented, filed and presented to me, and at which time I'll be happy to sign the order.
Which, Judge, I'd like to admonish my client, let her know that she needs to stay in contact with me, and she needs to be able to sign this affidavit and get it back to me.
Yeah, I'll put a deadline on it. So, Mr. Pirtle, are you going to draft it, or do you want the department to get you their standard one, and then you can get with your client to have it signed?
It'd be great if they gave me their standard, Judge.
Okay.
I'm working on it right now.
Okay, I figured you were, Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie.
Okay, we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and take this testimony. I'm looking for Ms. Fisher. You're going to hear some things you probably don't like, and I want to be sure you understand. The termination will be based solely on your affidavit of relinquishment, nothing else. So, all right, Mr. Albee, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call Ms. Yolanda Novak.
Okay.
And you've been the caseworker in this case pretty much from the beginning, correct?
Correct.
Cash is with his grandmother, Catherine Salazar.
Correct.
And he's been there since right after his birth.
Yes, he was. And then they had family-based services, and they did not complete family-based services, and he was removed and in a foster home briefly before he went to Catherine.
But for all intents and purposes, he spent the majority of his life with Miss Salazar.
Yes, correct.
And is he doing well in that care?
Yes, he is.
And is he meeting all of his developmental milestones?
Yes, he does receive ECI services to help develop his motor skills and speech.
Does Miss Salazar make sure that that she's available and cash is available for those ECI services and for other medical appointments that he needs to be attending?
Yes, she does.
And in fact, Cash has a sibling or partial sibling that resides in the Salazar home also.
Yes, he does.
And they're being raised as full siblings.
Correct.
Cash's father is deceased during the lifetime of this case.
Yes.
Cash's mother is Chrissy Fisher.
Correct.
And she's made it known today that she wishes to sign an affidavit of relinquishment of her parental rights. That has to be voluntary. And so I'm going to ask you some questions. Have you approached her and asked her to sign an affidavit of relinquishment?
No, sir, I have not.
Have you promised her anything if she would sign an affidavit of relinquishment?
No, sir.
Do you know of anybody else who may have promised her anything if she signed an affidavit of relinquishment?
No, sir, I'm not aware.
Other than we were preparing for a termination of her parental rights for other grounds, but you didn't make any outside threats to her for if she didn't sign an affidavit, did you?
No, sir.
As far as you know, nobody from the Department of St. Francis Ministries has done that.
Not that I know of. No, sir.
Miss Fisher's life has been in a little bit of turmoil. Recently, she's lost a job and she's lost her place to live. It just seems to be it would be in the best interest of Cash for him to remain in Miss Salazar's home.
Yes.
In the meantime, during the length of the case, St. Francis Ministries and you specifically have done things to attempt to reunify Cash with his mother.
Correct.
I mean, there was a service plan that was developed. You helped do that, correct?
Yes.
When Miss Fisher moved to East Texas, you've taken steps to try to find her service providers where she moved?
Yes.
We've attempted to arrange for visitation and transportation so that she could do visitation face to face even.
Yes.
You say that all those were necessary and reasonable steps in an attempt to reunify Miss Fisher with her son?
Yes, they were.
At this time, do you believe that it would be in the best interest for cash if Ms. Fisher's parental rights were terminated based upon an affidavit of relinquishment that she promises that she'll sign?
I do.
If the court approves that and does terminate the parental rights of Ms. Fisher, are you asking the court to continue the department as permanent managing conservator until we can make arrangements with Ms. Salazar for her to be named as a managing conservator?
Yes, I am.
And is that also in the best interest of cash at this time?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Pirtle, questions?
No questions, Judge.
Ms. Lucero, questions?
Just a couple, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay.
Ms. Novak, just to be clear, Ms. Salazar wants to be the long-term placement for cash. Is that correct?
Yes,
And you believe that's in his best interest?
I do.
I'll pass the witness.
All right. Anyone else have further questions for Ms. Novak? I'm sorry, Mr. McCoy, did you have any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Albee, then, did you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, I'll rest.
All right. Mr. Pirtle, any witnesses? Mr. Pirtle, are you frozen? Can everybody else hear me? There we go.
Your Honor, I think everybody froze up for a minute.
Well, we're unfrozen now. Do you have any questions?
I have no questions, Judge.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Lucero, anything else? You're muted.
I apologize. I don't have any witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Anything else from anyone?
No, Your Honor.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
Judge. I thought you're asking for I had any more questions. Questions of the last witness. I would like to call my client, Christy Fisher.
Okay. Ms. Fisher, if you'd unmute, please. All right. Mr. Pirtle.
Christy, go ahead and state your name for the record.
It's spelled out.
Okay. And you're the mother of Cash Odell, correct?
Correct.
Now, have you expressed an opinion with me today that you would like to sign a voluntary relinquishment of parental rights?
Yes.
Do you believe that's in the best interest of your child?
I didn't hear an answer.
Yes.
You have to say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. And is anyone forcing you to do that?
No, sir.
Okay. And are you going to stay in contact with my office so I can get you that affidavit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you'll sign it and you'll get it back to me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I pass the witness.
Anyone else have questions for Ms. Fisher?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
No further questions, Judge.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
No,
All
Judge.
right. Ms. Lucero, recommendations?
Your Honor, I recommend that the department remain, I guess, temporary managing conservator at this point, and that Cash's placement with Ms. Salazar continue, and that when Ms. Fisher, that her rights be terminated upon receipt of the executed voluntary relinquishment. I just wanted to let her know, I know it's a tough decision, and I know that she's taken Cash's best interest at heart, and we do appreciate that, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Williamson, Casa, anything to add?
We have nothing to add, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, then here's what I'm going to tell everybody what I'm going to do, then I'll make my formal announcement. I'm going to go ahead and announce my verdict, assuming that Ms. Fisher signs the affidavit of relinquishment. The way I'm going to do that, I'm going to recess the case today. I'm going to set a reconvening date in case she does not execute the affidavit of relinquishment, at which time we'll go forward with the full-blown finish out the trial based on any grounds of termination the department wishes to present. But I'm going to go ahead and announce, assuming that she does sign that relinquishment and it's filed before we reconvene, then I'll announce what we're doing and I could just sign the agreed order. So Assuming that Ms. Fisher signs the affidavit of relinquishment and it's on file on or before March 7th, 2025, my ruling will be as follows. I find that it's in the best interest of the child that the parental rights of the mother, Chrissy Fisher, be terminated. I'll terminate those rights assuming she signs the affidavit of relinquishment based solely on that affidavit of relinquishment and no other grounds. In that event, I will name the department permanent managing conservator, continue Cash's current placement with Ms. Salazar, the intervenor. If that all takes place, Ms. Lucero will remain in the case as the child's attorney ad litem. All other parties involved will be dismissed after all appellate and de novo periods have expired. In the event she does not sign that affidavit on or before March 7th, 2025, and it's not on file, we will reconvene this final on March 7th, 2025, at which time the court will hear all evidence the department or any other party wishes to present as to grounds for termination. If this all goes as we hope and that affidavit, the relinquishment affidavit is filed, you can just submit me an agreed order. And in that order, I will set the first placement review hearing for May 6th, 2025. If not, then we'll be back here on March 7th to conclude this case. Okay. All right. Have I missed anything?
Judge,
Your Honor, CASA would like to stay in the case.
Okay. All right. Then I will add CASA to remain in the case.
And Your Honor, this is Will McCloy.
Uh-huh.
You had said all other parties are dismissed. Will I and Ms. Salazar be dismissed and we just work with the department, or do we stay in as well until this is finalized?
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to stay in if you want, unless somebody objects to you. No, I don't think anybody would.
Well with the department either way.
Yeah, no, it's just, I just announced it that way because you're not court appointed. So I'd have to tell you, I'm not able to pay you any further monies, but since you're retained, you're welcome to come back on March 7th if we have to. And if not, you're welcome to come back on May 6th.
Sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. If we've covered everything, yes.
Judge, do you want just kind of a, excuse me, a generic order with what you just said? Or just not do anything and just show that the hearing started today, and then if we have to do it on March 7th, then we can do it those two dates? Or
Leslie, I'm fine if you just do the order assuming she signs, and then just hold it until that relinquishment's been filed, and then if everybody else has signed off on it, I'm agreeable to just sign that. If not, then we'll wait and see what happens on March 7th, and then you'll be able to draft the order according to what happens then.
Okay, I've got it ready to go, so we're
okay,
good.
I figured you did.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you all. This is our last case. We'll stand in recess. Everybody have a good week. Try to stay safe and warm.
All right, thank you.
Thank you all. Change placement. Thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Judge. I'll see you Friday.
Mr. Graff is with us for the department. Ms. Rowland is with us for CASA. Mr. Nowak is the attorney ad litem for the children. He could not be here. He's attending the funeral. I do have his written recommendation, which at some point I will read to the parties. Let's see, Ms. Naranjo. I've got so many parties here. I'm not sure. Who does Ms. Naranjo represent someone? Any help? Anybody know?
I don't have her listed in this one, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
I do not have her listed in this one.
I don't know why I had her on my paperwork, so let me get rid of her. All right, Mr. Michelson is with us. He represents an unknown father. Mr. Barfield is with us. He represents an unknown father. Ms. McDaniel is with us. She represents Mr. Pickard, who filed the motion. And Ms. Stevens is with us, representing the mother, Ms. Schutz, who is with us. Okay, I think that's all the parties. I have Erica Flores and Cassidy Schubert in the waiting room.
We definitely need Ms. Flores. She's the permanency specialist for St. Francis, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we know who Cassidy Schubert is?
I do not.
Anyone?
I'm not sure who that is, Your Honor.
If no one does, let's get her in and see what she's doing here. Okay, that's everybody. Ms. McDaniels, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. First of all, Mr. Nowak wanted me to just reiterate that he was sorry he couldn't be here and he really wanted to be, but he was aware that you did receive his report. So,
Yeah, I will. When we're through with what we're doing, I will read you what his recommendation is.
that's perfect.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I have some exhibits that I was just going to share my screen back and forth. I'd sent them to Mr. Graff and Mrs. Stevens. I didn't send them to Jay or Brooks, but I can share them if needed. But I was just planning on sharing my screen, if that would be okay with you to show
That's
those.
fine with me. Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but as long as you do, that's fine with me.
Okay, hopefully we can figure it out. Your Honor, we would call Randy Pickard.
All right.
Okay, and where are you currently living?
In Garden City, Kansas.
Okay. And who lives with you at your home?
My wife, Amber.
Is she the only one that lives with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Why are we here today?
For Deandra placement with me.
Okay, and is Deandra your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you find out she was your daughter?
When she was 2, almost 15 years ago.
Did you have a relationship with her?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What brought you into wanting to have a relationship with her recently?
I've always wanted to have a relationship with her, but it's because she got put in foster care, and I finally got to find out where she was at.
Okay. So once you have found out about her being in foster care in this recent case starting, did you want to be a part of her life?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you completed services or all the requirements from St. Francis that so that Deandra could come and live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
You completed a background check?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you complete a home visit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Does Deandra have a room in your home?
Yes, ma'am, she does.
Okay, I'm going to try and share my screen here. Mr. Pickard, I'm showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 1. Can you tell me what this is?
That is Deandra's room.
Is this a true and correct picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it accurately reflect what it shows?
Yes, ma'am.
Has it been altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
I move for admission of Exhibit 1.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Petitioner's 1 is admitted.
Mr. Pickard, do you know where Deandra would attend school if she lived with you?
There's 2 different schools here. We're hoping to get her into the smaller school where we think she'll do better.
Have you looked into counselors in Kansas for Deandra?
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Since finding out that Deandra was your daughter, have you been able to create a relationship with her?
Since she's been in the foster care, yes.
Do you want that relationship to continue to grow?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you plan on providing a loving and structured home for Deandra?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Are you aware of her behavioral problems that have been in the past?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How do you plan to better those behaviors if she does come to live with you?
Well, like therapy, we want to get her therapy on anger management as well, and be more enrolled in her life. I'll hold her accountable for what she does.
Did Deandra come to visit your home over Thanksgiving?
Yes, she did.
How did the visit go over Thanksgiving?
Wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful.
I'm going to share my screen again. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Pickard, I'm showing you what has been previously marked as Exhibit 2. Can you tell me what this is?
That is Deandra with one of my horses called Honeybun. She's working with her.
She was working with it?
Yeah.
Is this a true and correct picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it accurately reflect what it shows?
Yes, ma'am.
Has it been altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, I move for admission of Exhibit 2.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, petitioners 2 is admitted.
I'm now showing you what's been previously marked as Exhibit 3. Can you tell me what this is?
That is me and Deandra at our first visit in person in Lubbock.
Is this a true and correct copy?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it accurately reflect what it shows?
Yes, ma'am.
Has it been altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, I move for admission of Exhibit 3.
Objections?
No objection.
No objection.
All right. Petitioners 3 is admitted.
How long was Deandra at your home?
Hang on just a second. Judge, are we calling these petitioners? I know that she has the burden in this hearing,
Yeah,
but when they get put in the file.
Yeah, that's going to be, thank you for catching that, Amy. Let's just rename 1, 2, and 3 as respondent. Well, we got so many fathers. Respondent Pickards 1, 2, and 3.
Sorry about that, Amy. Mr. Pickard, how long was Deandra at your home for the Thanksgiving visit?
9 days.
And you said that visit went good, the whole 9 days?
Yes, ma'am.
She got to play with the horses?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any concerns for Deandra in regards to her mother, Darlene?
I'm scared she's put back with her. Something might happen.
Happen to?
Deandra.
Okay, do you have any concerns regarding her mother if Deandra was to come and live with you?
Yes. I would be afraid she'd come take her, try to take her, or hurt us, or something around our place.
Okay. So you're not only concerned for Deandra, but you and your wife as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you think it would be in Deandra's best interest to be placed with you in Kansas?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Why do you think that?
She'd be loved like she's supposed to be a kid like she's supposed to be, and be well taken care of.
Okay. And lastly, what are you wanting the court to do today?
I want them to place Deandra with me.
Okay. Are you also asking the court to place a restraining order against the mother to protect Deandra?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Stevens.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Pickard, what steps did you take since your daughter's birth to try to have a relationship with her?
When I found out the first time I found out she was taken away up here, and I went to go to the court, and they dismissed give the kids back to Darlene, and then she ran out the back door. And from that point on, I had a friend that before he passed, he was keeping me informed of where she was at, and I was trying to get the lawyer and file the papers to go after her. And every time we get it where the address, she'd leave.
And how old is Deandra now?
She is 15.
So in 15 years, you never filed for custody or for visitation. Is that right?
That's right. Never knew where she was at until.
Objection, non-responsive after that's right.
The same.
And how many bedrooms does your home have?
3.
And who all lives in that house besides when Deandra moves in?
Just me and my wife.
Okay. You don't have any other children?
I got other children, but they don't live there.
Okay.
They're all older and all married and live on their own.
Okay. So you don't have any minor children left?
No. Deandra's my last minor child.
Objection to non-responsive after no.
Overruled.
And your house, how long have you lived in your home?
11 years.
What does your wife do for a living?
He is a director at an IDD company that takes care of individuals with development.
Okay. And what do you do for work?
I am a head cowboy.
Nice. How long have you been a head cowboy?
I've been head cowboy for 22 years. Where I'm at, I've been cowboying for 27 years.
Okay. So you've worked at the same place for a long, long time?
I've been at this place for 2 years.
Okay. I'm sorry. You keep breaking up and I thought you said 22. All right. That's still, you've been there 2 years?
Let me interrupt for just a second. Mr. Pickard, are you on a phone?
I'm on a tablet.
Okay, can you quit shaking it around? That's affecting not only what we're seeing, but it's also affecting the audio. So if you can just put it somewhere and leave it, don't touch it, we'll get along better.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Pickard, I'm almost done. With you both working, do you have the financial stability to take care of the counseling needs and everything else of Deandra?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Michelson.
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Barfield.
No questions.
Let's just look down the list. Mr. Graff.
Just briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Picard, was it your testimony that you attempted to obtain custody on multiple occasions in the past, but mother's whereabouts kept changing, so you were not able to serve her with the paperwork?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if the court were to place Deandra with you today, and she desired to have contact with her siblings, would you support her wishes in that regard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I understand that there's conflict between you and the mom, and you're asking for some kind of restraining order against her at this time. If that was not granted and Deandra wanted a relationship with her mother, would you be supportive of that?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Thank you. Pass the witness.
All right, anyone have further questions from Mr. Pickles?
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, then. Ms. McDaniel, do you have any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I would call Erica Flores, St. Francis.
Okay. All right. Ms. Flores?
Who are you currently employed by?
St. Francis Ministries.
How long have you worked for St. Francis?
3 years.
3 years. Do you personally know Deandra?
Yes.
And do you know Mr. Pickard,
Yes.
Deandra's father? Have you met with Mr. Pickard, Deandra's father?
Yes.
Has Mr. Pickard completed all the requirements from St. Francis for the
Yes.
placement? If so, what has he completed?
So he's maintained contact. He has also completed drug screens. So that's really what his family plan consisted of.
Has he also completed a background check?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Does Deandra want to live with her father?
Yes.
Do you believe it is in her best interest to be placed with her father?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know if Deandra is currently in contact with her mother?
At this time, no.
Do you know when the last time Deandra spoke with her mother was?
Maybe about a month. It's been a while.
And that no contact is because of Deandra's wishes, not something put in place by St. Francis. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you aware of Deandra's mother saying hurtful things to her in regards to her going to live with her father?
Yes.
Are you recommending that the court place Deandra with her father, Mr. Pickard?
Yes.
If Deandra is placed with Mr. Pickard, would you also recommend a restraining order to be placed against Darlene?
Yes.
Why would that be your recommendation?
Just for the safety of Deandra and for the safety of Mr. Pickard and his wife.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Stevens?
Thank you, Your Honor. So Erica, why do you believe that their safety of Mr. Pickard and his wife is an issue?
Darlene has expressed to me that she would go to prison for kidnapping Deandra if she were to move with her father, Randy.
Okay. And did you hear her say that herself?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she say it to you in person or on the telephone?
In person.
Okay. Do you happen to have a recording of that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And if Darlene is saying that she never said that, what would your response be?
It was during a conversation and it was documented in my documentation.
How long ago was that was allegedly said?
Let me see. This was when I first got the case, so it was probably back in September. And a family support, Darlene also has a family support worker that she had also mentioned that too.
Okay. How long have you been with CPS?
3 years.
Okay. And in that time, do parents get upset when their kids aren't with them?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Is it common for parents to get upset when they don't have custody of their children?
Yes.
Is it common for them to be emotional when the state's involved in their lives?
Yes.
Is it common for them to pop off and say stuff in a case that maybe they don't mean?
Just depends, honestly, on the parent.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Michelson?
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Barfield?
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Graham?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Ms. Flores, ICPC does not apply per policy in this instance because the father has been determined to be a fit parent. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And if placement is approved, according to your court report, you would be requesting that the case be dismissed as to Deandra. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Is that because services cannot be provided to an out-of-state parent without an ICPC?
Yes.
So it's kind of a catch-22 for St. Francis in this instance, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. But nonetheless, you have indicated you believe it's in Deandra's best interest to be placed for their dad and the case dismissed at this time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is it also your opinion that the parents can address any subsequent custody issues in a separate family court action?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you documented in your court report that Ms. Schutz had told Deandra that she will no longer speak with her if she goes to live with her father. Is that right?
Yes.
And that she would not also be allowed to speak with her siblings. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what was the basis for that information in your report?
I spoke to Deandra. She was pretty upset about it, so I had to console her. And that was one of the reasons why she decided not to talk to her mom.
Okay. And as indicated by her attorney, Deandra is very supportive of this move for her, isn't she?
Oh, yes.
And then is Ms. Schutz ready for her children to be returned to her?
No.
Why not?
The home that she is currently moving into is not ready, and it does not have any water and she has not completed her services.
Okay. And is it in Deandra's best interest to have this matter speedily resolved?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Pass the witness.
Anyone else have questions for Ms. Flores?
Briefly, Your Honor.
Okay.
Erica, what services is she lacking?
She still needs her parenting classes. I have not received the certification for that. And I am waiting back on her OSAR. I have emailed Lori with OSAR because it was recommended she complete AA. So I just was emailed her to make sure if that was something that she needed to complete.
And when did you send that email?
It was earlier this week.
So yesterday or the day before?
Yes.
Now, as far as the parenting class certificate of completion, is it my client's job to give it to you, or is it the parenting class's job to send it to you?
The parent.
The parent. So my client's job is to get it and send it to you?
Yes, sir. They give it. The provider provides that to the parent, and the parent gives that to me.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Anyone else?
Miss Flores, would you
Yes.
say that it was common for parents to threaten the other parent in emotional situations like this?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Anyone else? Ms. Flores, is Deandra still on juvenile probation?
Yes, sir.
Out of what county?
Out of Lubbock.
All right. Is that something that's been addressed before we move her? Is she going to be in violation of her probation to move it to Kansas?
No, sir. There was only 25 hours, and it's, I believe, maybe a few hours left. So I don't think.
A few hours. What of community service?
Yes.
Okay. Well, don't you think we ought to get that resolved before we send her to Kansas and then they turn around and say she's violated her probation?
No, yeah, of course. Yes, sir.
Okay. And in Mr. Pickard's motion, it states that he had passed a home study. Was there an ICC home study done on him?
No, sir. It was just a home study. The ICPC was not required.
Okay, so that's kind of your policy too. He's a biological parent. Was it the department or St. Francis that did the home study?
Yes, sir. It was St. Francis there in Kansas. It was not a home study. It was more like a walkthrough.
Okay.
Of the home,
So
and everything was, approved through the walkthrough.
Okay. All right. No, I didn't understand how that worked. Thank you. Okay. Ms. McDaniels, any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I would call Jonna Rowland.
Okay.
Where are you currently employed?
With Amarillo Area Casa.
How long have you worked for them?
I've been here 11 years.
11 years. Do you know Deandra?
I've met her through Zooms, but that's about it.
So you know who she is?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know who Mr. Pickard is?
Yes, I've talked to him over the phone.
And you know who Darlene Sheets is?
Yes, I've talked to her as well over the phone.
Have you submitted a conflict court report?
Yes, I did that yesterday.
Okay. I'm showing you what's been previously marked as Exhibit 4. Can you tell me what this is?
That's the court report that I filed.
Does this look like the report that you submitted?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it look like it's been altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, I move for admission of Exhibit 4.
Objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Respondent Pickard's Exhibit 4 is admitted.
Can you tell me how Deandra is currently doing in her placement?
Now she is doing so much better. We were at one of her meetings, the bi-weekly I don't know what they're called, the team meetings that we have with all parties, therapy, case manager, St. Francis, and myself. She is doing so much better knowing that she's got something to look for, and that is being placed with her father.
And it is your recommendation that she's placed with her father, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any concerns with Deandra being placed with her father?
No, I think she's old enough to voice if there's any concerns, but I mean, she's told everybody that she wants to go live with her father.
Do you know if,
Go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, if we dismiss, we won't be able to go see her, but if we stay on the case, we will go see her in Kansas. That's what I was gonna say.
Has Deandra expressed that she does not want to have contact with her mother?
She has to me.
Has her mother made death threats against Mr. Pickard?
According to the previous CASA, yes.
You said the previous CASA. Can you explain that to me?
Carla King was on the case and she is amazing, but had contact with Arlene, and there was an email sent out to all parties with concerns that Arlene voiced to her that if Deandra is placed with her father, she will.
Objection, Your Honor, this is double hearsay.
Overruled.
You can continue.
Okay, that she would kill him.
Okay. Based on those threats, do you believe it would be in the best interest of Deandra for the court to put a restraining order in place against her mother?
I think a restraining order is a good thing to keep everybody safe and protected.
And based on your review of this case, do you believe it's in Deandra's best interest to be placed with her father?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Stevens?
Briefly, Ms. Rowland, you never heard her threaten anyone directly with your own ears, correct?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Pass the witness.
Mr. Michelson?
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Barfield?
No questions.
Mr. Graff?
No questions, Judge.
All right. Jonas, so if I were to just place Deandra with her dad, not dismiss out of the case, you CASA could still be involved for a while?
Yes, we would make sure we would go see her in Kansas every 6 months.
Okay. And we don't have a dismissal date in this case until June 30th of 2025. So that would you agree that that'd give time to be sure that things work out well between Mr. Pickard and Deandra before we just go ahead and kick them out of the case?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. If no one else has questions for Ms. Rowland and Ms. McDaniel, do you have any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Stevens, witnesses?
I call my client.
Ms. Stevens? Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Darlene, have you done your parenting classes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the certificate of completion?
I do not have it yet, no.
Have you asked for it?
I had to pay $100 and then go get it.
You have to pay how much?
$100.
And you don't have $100 to pay for the certificate, correct?
I will on Friday.
On Friday, you will? Okay. And what about OSAR? Have you been going to your AA?
I was never told anything about AA.
Okay. If you're told to go to AA, do you have any problem doing that?
Nope, absolutely not.
Okay. Now,
let me interrupt for a second. Amy, are you having trouble with this?
Sorry. Yes, Judge. I think if we mute Mr. Pickard, it'll help.
Okay, that's what I'll do then. Mr. Pickard, I'm going to mute you because I think we're getting feedback from somebody. So we may have to tell everybody to mute unless they're being questioned or are questioning. So
I think it's Mr. Graff. You know how noisy he is.
I
plead the fifth, counsel.
Okay, I've muted Mr. Pickard. Let's go ahead and see if that clears it up for Ms. Sheets.
Yes, sir. Darlene, you've moved into a home, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How many bedrooms are in that home?
It is 3.
3 bedrooms?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there's a room for you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then the other 2 rooms, how would they be shared amongst the children if you got all 3 back?
My son would go in the middle room, and my 2 daughters would go in a room together.
Okay. Does the home have water?
Yes, it does.
Does the home have heat, the ability to heat itself?
I don't have gas on because I had to pay the service fee on Friday, and then they'll come out because somebody has to be here for them to check it. And then so the gas will be on, but I do have electricity, and right now we are using electric heaters to heat the house.
Okay. Did you ever tell Deandra that you would stop speaking to her if she wanted to live with her dad?
No, I said I would not go through her dad to have contact with her.
Okay. Did you say she wouldn't be able to speak to her siblings if she wanted to live with her dad?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
I would never stop her from having contact with her siblings.
Are the kids pretty close?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you tell anyone that you were going to kill Deandra's father?
No, ma'am.
Where would they have gotten that?
I know I told them that I would buck them on it because of him and I having past history of my baby passing away. But I have never harmed anybody in my life, and I'm not about to now.
Okay. Did you tell anyone that you would kidnap Deandra from her father?
No, ma'am.
In one of the reports, Deandra has said that she wants to live with her dad so she can be a kid again. Does that make sense to you?
No, yes, I admit that when being a single mom, she did, while I was at work, she did get stuck kind of being the older sibling watching the kids. But she still got to be a kid. She still got to go to the dances and the parties and go hang out with her friends pretty much anytime she wanted.
As far as you know, are there any services that you have left to complete that were ordered through this case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, why did you keep Mr. Pickard from Deandra?
There was a DNA test done in like 2012. He messaged me and told me that we needed to talk about the kid, not her by her name, not his daughter, after denying her and calling me every name in the book. So to me, that just told me he didn't want to have anything to do with her. We went to Kansas at least once or twice a year. If he was trying to find me, he could have found me on Google because I did not change my address as much as he's claiming.
Okay,
And not like
let me stop you there. Deandra is how old now?
She's 15, almost 16.
And in the almost 16 years of her life, how many different places have you lived with her?
I've lived in Kansas, Colorado, and now Texas.
Okay. And in Kansas, how many different home addresses did you have?
3.
And in Colorado, how many different home addresses did you have?
2.
And in Texas, how many different home addresses have you had?
I think this will be either number 4 or number 5.
Okay. So in the first 2 states, that was 5 addresses total. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And in how many years in Texas is this going to be the 4th address?
We've been in Texas since 2000 and I'm going to say 15 or 16.
So are you saying about 4 addresses in almost 10 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have other people had a hard time finding you when they wanted to?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that when you choose to have a child with a man, you can't keep that man from your child? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you believe that living with Mr. Pickard would be in Deandra's best interest?
No, I don't.
Why?
Because the last child I left in his custody ended up passing away.
And when was that?
That was in 2007.
And how old was that child?
A month and 6 days old.
And was that a shared child between you and Mr. Pickard as well?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
What was that child's name?
Jasmine.
Do you need to take a drink of water?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
It's okay. And I'm going to move on from this as fast as possible, okay, Darlene? I just need you to hang with me for a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
How long had you left Jasmine with Mr. Pickard?
I gave her to her at midnight, and when I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, she was gone.
Okay. Now, regarding the allegations that you told Deandra that you really didn't want her to live with her dad, if it comes down to a choice between making peace with her living with her dad or losing a relationship with her altogether, what will your choice be?
To make peace with her. I don't want to lose my daughter. I love her.
Okay. The state in one of the reports said you are not yet safe and stable. So let's talk about the stability. How can you show the judge that you are, in fact, stable in your home and your work?
I've had my job for 5 or 6 months. I am looking for a different job that pays more. I'm in my house right now. I can show you that the water's on. I can show you whatever you need. I do have beds for the kids. I just don't have bedding yet. Which I can do a walkthrough on the house right now if y'all want.
Let me kind of Stevens. First, we're not here today on a motion for Miss Sheets to have her kids back, so we don't really need to go into all that today. We're here just to say whether or not Deandra should be placed with her father.
And that, Ms. Schutz, why do you feel like she should not be placed with her father? Besides Jasmine,
like I said, I don't think last I knew he didn't have nothing to do with any of his other kids. So the question is, why Deandra?
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor. Did I freeze?
You were when I looked up, Miss Stevens, you were muted, but you're not now.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Now you were freezing.
Pass the witness.
All right, Miss McDaniel, any questions?
Just a couple, Your Honor. Miss Sheets, is your daughter currently talking to you?
No, she's not.
You didn't inform Mr. Pickard of any of your address changes when you did change an address. Is that correct?
I didn't have to.
I'm sorry?
I didn't have to.
But you didn't inform him of any address changes. Is that correct?
No, I did not.
So are you saying that Deandra lied when she said that you told her she wouldn't be your daughter if she lived with Randy?
I think somebody's coaching her.
So you're saying she lied, Deandra lied?
No, I think somebody's coaching her.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained.
So are you saying that Deandra lied when she said that you told her you wouldn't be her mother anymore and she could not contact her siblings if she lived with Mr. Pickard?
No, I think somebody is coaching her to say that.
Sheets, you need to calm down a little. That was not the question. You've answered the question. No, that's all you had to say.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Michelson,
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Barfield,
No questions.
Mr. Graff.
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, all right then. Let's see. Ms. Stevens, did you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Michelson, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Mr. Barfield?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Mr. Graff, anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, then. Since I've got Miss Rowland here first, I think I know the answer. Miss Rowland, well, let me do it this way. Let me pull up Mr. Novak's email to me. I don't know. Have y'all seen this, or have some of you not seen it?
I've not seen it.
Okay. This is just his ad litem's report regarding placement of Deandra with father. He says, it's a pleasure representing Deandra. She's a bright and energetic young lady. Deandra is currently 15 years old, and the potential placement with her is her biological father, Randy Lynn Pickard. In addition to reviewing all the pleadings and documents, I have interviewed the following leading up to my recommendation: Deandra, Emerald Area Casa, both Carla King and Jonna Rowland, Randy Lynn Pickard, current RTC placement, St. Francis Ministries - Erica Flores, attorneys for the state and for Randy Pickard. Recommendation: it is my recommendation that Deandra be placed immediately with Randy Lynn Pickard. My recommendation is based upon the best interest of Deandra. Deandra has 3 years before she reaches adulthood. She deserves those 3 years to be in a place where she's safe, loved, and encouraged to be the best person possible. It's my opinion that place is with Randy Lynn Pickard. Okay, that was his recommendation. Give me just a minute here. I'm going to try to put all my notes together. Oh, no, I do have some more. I have another question. Whoever can answer this, maybe Deandra, if no one else knows. When is Deandra's school out for the Christmas break? Anybody know that? Including you, Deandra.
Your Honor, we get out of school currently on the 20th is our last day of school for Christmas break.
Okay. Do you have tests leading up to the end of this semester?
I just finished my last test. I have actually currently finished all my classes for the semester, just in case of the court, depending on what the plan was. That way I was not behind in any of my classes.
Okay, so you can make the transition now because you scholastically, at least, you've done all you have to before the start of the next semester?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about your probation? Where do you stand on that?
I believe I just finished. I had 2 hours of community service left on Monday. I had finished them Monday night. That's all I have left. Everything else is just checking in with the probation officer, but we were just waiting on community service to be done.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. All right. Give me just a minute. Okay. First of all, my rationale for this is that this motion was to place Deandra with the father, not to dismiss out of the case or anything of the like. So I'm going to order that Deandra be placed with her father, Mr. Pickard, once the department and or St. Francis have verified with the school and her probation that they approve of the move. I'll order that Ms. Sheets' contact with Deandra be only as approved by the department, St. Francis, or the court. So if that becomes an issue, someone can file a motion. I don't like to do it, but I will make the decision on what kind of visitation there would be. And I would likely want the input from a Deandra's counselor, whoever that may be. So that's the ruling on our motion today. Anybody have any questions about it? Anything we need to talk about? No? Okay. Okay, our next scheduled hearing is the initial permanency hearing that is set for December 13th, 2024. It'll be by Zoom, just like.
I think your restraining order was gonna be asked.
I'm not granting a restraining order. I'm going to admonish Ms. Sheets. I'm not saying she said some of these things or didn't, but let me finish. next hearing on December 13th will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing. DeAndre, you're always welcome to attend these hearings, especially in the circumstances we're in now. I would encourage you to attend that hearing on December 13th, and I'd like to hear from you how things are going. You may not be back with your father yet, so it might not be as important, but you're welcome to every one of these hearings. You're old enough to have some say-so on what's happening to you. So I would encourage you to attend all the hearings, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I guess that's an okay.
Your Honor,
Yes.
just for clarification, if everything is cleared with the school and probation, when is she able to be placed with Mr. Pickard?
Just as soon as possible, as soon as the department can get her there. Obviously, I want to be sure that she's done everything the school's going to require, so she doesn't get there and then find out, oh, by the way, and same thing with probation. Once those two things are cleared, there's no reason she shouldn't go ahead and be moved in, and hopefully that will be way before Christmas. So
thank you.
Okay, then we will stand in recess on this case. I will see y'all back on December 13th for our scheduled initial permanency hearing. So y'all have a good rest of your week, and we will stand in recess. This was our last hearing. So
You too. Thank you, Your Honor.
thank y'all.
Thank you.